What the heck? Hi, I'm Beryl, and the theme for today's episode is eggs. There are 5 countries represented today, so let's get cracking.
Hello, I'm Claire. I live near Paris in France, but I'm also from Cameroon. Cameroon is a country in the West African coast next to Nigeria, and today I want to talk to you about one of the most popular street food dishes in Cameroon called the spaghetti omelette sandwich. This dish is very filling because of the spaghetti, the egg and the bread, but the real star of this dish is the Maggi aroma or l'aroma Maggi. It what gives it this very distinct umami flavor. In Cameroon, we eat it mostly for lunch, but sometimes breakfast. But it's very common to eat it during lunch break, like students and workers buy it from street vendors. I like this dish because it's really pantry friendly and really easy. So it is a dish that I will make when I'm a little bit lazy, but I want something really good and comforting. It really brings me back in Cameroon, and during all the summers I spent there when I was working with my grandma in her field. It's simple but flavorful, and it will bring anyone a little bit of joy and a smile on his face.
A spaghetti egg sandwich. I mean, why not? We did a French fry omelet from Tanzania once, so putting spaghetti in this feels like, it feels like it makes sense. I mean, there's nothing not to like here. It's a delicious omelet. You've got some good toppings, the bread is crunchy, and it's spaghetti. This was my first time using the Maggi seasoning sauce. It's got like a very distinct flavor. It's kind of salty and umami-ish, which is why I didn't salt or put anything on the eggs. Oh my god. It fell in the crease of my elbow. My elbow. This is definitely a really good use of leftover spaghetti, or I mean really like any kind of pasta, because sometimes leftover pasta is it can be a little sad, you know? Just like sitting all cold like a brick in the fridge. Look at the spaghetti sticking out. It's kind of funny. I think that you can file this dish under multiple categories: lazy day meal, good meal for leftovers, a good meal if you don't have a lot of cash but want something filling. Definitely an excellent sandwich.
Hi guys, my name is Salan and I live in Gresik City, East Java Province, Indonesia. The dish that I want to share to all of you guys, it's called Telur Gulung. Telur is egg and gulung means roll. So basically it's mean rolled egg. Telur gulung is a variation of fried egg, where the egg is fried and then rolled using a skewer made of bamboo. It's a simple dish and easy that everyone can make it, but it's also tricky at the same time, because if you can't roll it properly, then the result won't be good. This flavor is very tasty and salty at the same time.
Just turn.
Mixing it with tomato or chili sauce and then mayonnaise, it will be a great combination dish. Basically, it's kind type of street food dish and really famous in Indonesia. I really enjoy this kind type of dish because it reminds me with my childhood. Not just me, but I think also every Indonesian loving this dish. You guys should try this kind type of food and make it your out at your kitchen because it's very simple dish, tasty and cheap. So, selamat menikmati. It means enjoy food in Indonesia.
Serenity now. Serenity now. What the heck? It's not often that I am bested by a dish, but like, come on. Come on. Could not do it. Just could not do it. These three are pretty sad. I mean, kind of. There's one that this one I think is the least sad, but man, it's also pretty sad. I don't know why this was so difficult. I watched videos, I read about it, was it my pan? Was the lip of my pan too high? What, is it just technique? I mean, I'm gonna try it. It tastes kind of good, but it's also kind of oily. I feel like there's a lot of possibility here that this would be really good. It's just not here on my plate. I'm really sorry. I feel really bad because, I don't know, I guess, you know what? It happens. If you're not failing, you're not trying. If any of you have an idea of what I did wrong, please leave a comment because I do want to try again. I just truly don't know where to go. So, next dish. Let's take a moment and talk about the sponsor for today's video, Picnic. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are heading into spring season, which means allergy season. In the US, over 50 million people suffer from seasonal allergies, and getting the right medications can actually be pretty annoying, especially when the over-the-counter stuff isn't cutting it. Picnic is a service that offers personalized allergy treatment care that gets delivered to your home. You take a quiz and go through all of your symptoms: sneezing, red itchy eyes, scratchy throat, and based on your preferences and the type of medications you like to use, they create a treatment plan for you. If a prescription is needed, they'll set up an appointment for you with one of their doctors and they'll go over your plan, and then bada bing, your medicine arrives to your door. If you go to picnic.mobi/Beryl, the first 100 people to sign up will get 50% off plus free shipping. The link is also going to be in the description, so you can click that if you're interested in trying it out. It's a lot better than sneezing all season, that is for sure. Okay, let's get back to some egg dishes.
My name is Kisa and I am Japanese American and I live in Georgia in America. The dish I want to share with you today is called Oyakodon. It translates to parent and child rice bowl, with the parent being the chicken and the child being the egg. So it's basically a chicken, egg, and rice dish where chicken and onions are simmered in a soy sauce broth with beaten eggs slowly drizzled into the bubbling broth at the end. The entire thing is served over sticky rice with green onions on top. It's a very easy dish to make and you almost always have the ingredients on hand. It's a perfect mix of salty from the shoyu or soy sauce and sweet from the mirin, a sweet rice wine, and the fresh green onions brightens up the whole dish. This dish is a very common comfort food in Japan, which is exactly why I love to make it. It's a dish I learned how to make when I was sitting on the kitchen counter as a young kid while my mom made it on the stovetop. So I like to make it not only because it reminds me of my childhood, but because it's perfect food to come home to after a long, cold day. It's extra special to me because it's one of the first dishes my American husband made for me when we were first dating. I was so impressed that he could make a Japanese dish, and it seemed to work since we're married now. I think people should try this because it's not only easy to make, but especially fun to drizzle in the egg at the last minute. My husband and I still laugh when we sometimes pour too fast and wind up with a huge blob of egg, but that's half the fun. I hope you try and enjoy this dish. Just make sure to say "itadakimasu" before you dig in. It's a phrase you say before eating and means "I humbly receive."
This feels like one of the greatest accomplishments that I've made, especially after the failure of the last one. It feels really nice to come back to this one. I was also very intimidated. I did a video about this when I worked at Great Big Story with this like master chef who specializes in only this one dish. So the idea of making it myself, I thought it was gonna be really hard. Not. This was very simple to make. It's beautiful. The chicken is amazing. I will say I was supposed to use boneless chicken thighs, but like the supermarket didn't have any, so I had to pretend to be a butcher. I am not a butcher. I did a terrible job breaking those chicken thighs down, but you know, always learning, always learning. Drizzling the egg on top at the end was incredibly satisfying. Kisa did make a point to be like, you know, don't do it too quickly so it's gonna be a blob. So in the back of my head the whole time I was like, slowly, slowly. Slowly, slowly. Slowly, slowly. Slowly, slowly. I just can't get over how flavorful this chicken is. This dish honestly came together in like 30 minutes, and it feels just like Michelin star. Hi, Beryl, Michelin star home chef. Can we give ourselves Michelin stars at home? Because I'm giving myself one. What I like most about this dish is it is incredibly simple to recreate. Honestly, this was easy to make. Have I said it was easy to make? You just do need to find mirin. Find mirin, make this dish, impress your friends, impress your neighbors. I gave my neighbor some of this. It's amazing.
Hi everyone, my name is Juwairia and I live in Canada, but I am from Pakistan. The dish that I would like to share with you today is Anday ka Salan. It is a simple dish made of poached eggs which are cooked in a simple curry. The dish can be paired with rice or naan, but my favorite pairing is chapati. When I was younger, I didn't really enjoy this dish that much because it was always cooked in the house. But as I became older, I came to appreciate the more simple dishes of the cuisine, and I found that the most simple dishes were always the most delicious ones. Whenever we want to cook up a quick meal in the house and have some eggs lying around and want to get a little bit more creative than the typical omelette, we always cook this dish, and my family and I will eat this about once a week. But I almost never get tired of it. It is really quick to make, very filling and extremely flavorful, and I hope you try this dish and enjoy it as much as I did.
My house smells scrumdiddly-yumptious right now. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely beautiful. And I just want to say, before we start, how exciting is it? If you saw the first egg episode, you might remember that I also deep fried an egg for a Thai dish called kai lu koi. So seeing the deep fried eggs again, I was like, I know what this is. This is very cool. You know, it's the whole point of the show, seeing how an ingredient is used around the world, and you start to see similarities. I obviously did not grow up in a Pakistani household, but this just feels so comforting. This was my first time cooking with methi seeds. It's fenugreek in English. They add a really nice flavor. I find that I do this myself sometimes when I'm cooking a new recipe with a lot of spices and I'm like, oh, it's just a little bit of that. Like I'm just gonna skip it, and that's fine. But sometimes, and I think this is a really good instance of one of those sometimes, that little pinch of a spice does make a really big difference. And I think that you could still enjoy this dish and make it without the fenugreek seed, but it's nice. You may or may not have noticed that I have some new kitchen things, including the purple scooper thing and these longer wooden spoons, which I'm obsessed with. Good for cooking, good for eating. They're so smooth. I'm a little bit nervous because this white shirt has somehow made it through months without getting a single stain, and there's so much turmeric in this that like even the littlest tiny drop will just like pow. I really don't want to do that. I'm just so happy to see the deep fried egg again. I just think like, man, that is the point of the show.
Hi, my name is Hamzah, and I am half Malaysian and half Indonesian, and I live in Fort Worth, Texas. The dish I'm going to share with you today is called egg floss. The best way to describe egg floss is that it is the crispy edges of a fried egg, except instead of just the edges, it's the entire egg that's crispy. And it's mainly made with the egg yolk, so it's a lot creamier than just the edges of a fried egg. It's usually eaten with a lot of other fried foods like butter prawn or fried chicken or fried vegetables. What they would do is that they would arrange the thread-like structures of the egg floss on the bottom and make it look like a nest, and all the other fried food will be on top of it. Egg floss is not originally a Malaysian food. It came in through a lot of the Chinese that settled in Malaysia. But in Malaysia, we cook it in a way that has some of the Malaysian flavors by adding curry leaves and red chilies, which is not usually found in egg flosses outside of Malaysia. I like egg floss because I like eggs in general, but when you try egg floss, not only is it crispy and delicious, it doesn't really compare with anything that you eat except for the crispy edges of a fried egg.
Egg floss, it's so exciting. As somebody who loves pork floss. When this was submitted, I got super excited. I tried to make it look like a little bird's nest, and while I did not have fried chicken, and honestly, like making another dish just felt like a lot, I did have these fried shrimp toasts, so I felt like it kind of covered the shrimp and the fried food gamut. My egg floss looks kind of like cornflakes. Ooh, whoa. It's like eggy, but also fried. Shrimp toast with the egg floss on it. So many crunchy things. On the internet, I saw a few iterations of the egg floss, some that looked kind of like mine, and some that looked much better. The really fine, kind of thin little lines, I'm not sure how they got that consistency because the strainer that I used has double layers in it. The egg didn't just like come out, but maybe it was about how much I was shaking it when it was frying in the oil. I'm not sure. This took longer to fry than I thought. I thought that the egg would cook like bida bop bada boop, but it did not. It cooked like bida bop bada boop. Just slowly. As a reminder, there is another egg episode, which I am linking here. This episode definitely tripped me up a little bit, you guys. So cheers to you for challenging me, but let's keep it easy moving forward. It's stressful. I will see you all in my next video.